Hello and welcome to this video, and I'll be giving you my top 29 for Sanremo 2025, La Prima Serata.
A disclaimer. Israel shouldn't be allowed to participate at the Eurovision Song Contest 2025. The shortest and simplest reason being that I find the actions of the Israeli government to be abhorrent and their broadcaster isn't a separate entity. My reasons in their entirety, however, are numerous and too detailed for a disclaimer like this, but videos closely aligning with my point of view are listed in the description. I encourage you to watch those videos and do something. Further resources are added as and when they become relevant. I'll stop addressing this when it no longer needs to be addressed.
I am filming this at 2 a.m. as the last song has been performed, and we've gotten the TV and radio top 5 as well. Robin is knocking into the tripod. How nice of her. I am going to try and edit this video as little as possible because it is 2 a.m. So I apologise for any stuttering and such. I've been drinking my Italian iced tea and I've had some Italian bread spread and whatever. I've been really enjoying myself, but Sanremo is very, very long. I do know it's not a national final, before anyone says that, but traditionally, since the start of Eurovision, the winner of Sanremo does go to Eurovision. Doesn't happen always, happens most years though, so I'm still covering it. And also, even if I didn't know about Eurovision and had somehow found out about Sanremo, I probably would still be following Sanremo because I love Italian music, quite frankly. Of the other national festivals, if I get 3 downloads, that's a great festival. Usually it's 0, sometimes it's 1. I do listen to the songs that do get chosen for Eurovision, but the other ones, mostly I forget them. For Sanremo though, I keep those songs on rotation, regardless where they place in Sanremo, and there's like 6 to 12 of them each year that I just really love, so genuinely, I probably would be following Sanremo even without Eurovision. Now, specifically about tonight, the La Prima Serata of Sanremo 2025, I really enjoyed the opening. That was a fantastic opening with great music, really, really nice. I then realised I do not know a lot of these Italian TV personalities, but it was nice to see them interact with one another. And also, I did know Ale, obviously, because he hosted Eurovision 2022. There were 8 ad breaks, if I counted correctly, /7, because one of them was a mini one to put the DJ set on stage for one of the acts, but I still counted it. So quite a lot, but it also goes on for a while. It starts, well, today it started at 8:40 p.m. and it ended at like 1:30, so it does go on for a while. I was really surprised to see the Pope give a message near the start of Sanremo about the power of music, basically. I was astounded, impressed, shocked that he was there, in a way. They then did a cover of Imagine in multiple languages that was meant to represent asking for peace in Gaza, but it didn't seem to go that great, or the organisation was problematic from what I've heard. So maybe just don't do that if you're going to do it badly. Then this guy, he is famous in Italy, I'm told, but he really annoyed me, came on. He's called Giovanotti, I believe, and he had about half an hour, I think a little bit more, of screen time, basically, at Sanremo, La Prima Serata, and I'm just so confused. Like, if he's so famous, make him sing one song, or give him his own show. That was just a lot. He took up forever. He also didn't give off great vibes to me, personally. I don't know him, but he seemed to be annoying to me. So it seemed a bit like an uncle at drunk karaoke. Not that he seemed necessarily drunk or even bad at singing, but the vibes were just strange. So did not enjoy that. I could have slept for half an hour longer, gone to sleep half an hour earlier if it wasn't included, but he was there. So I've dealt with it. I've seen him now, We'll see how I'll react next time I see him. There were also the 2 minutes of news at midnight, which took me completely aback last year, but this year I was prepared. There were quite a few video effects on these songs, which I didn't expect. That's Poland's thing. No, but there were a few more than I expected, and I was also chatting with people during Sanremo la prima serata, so I wasn't as focused as I was last year, for example. So my ranking maybe isn't entirely accurate, but I still gave it my best shot. And I tried to focus on the song, not necessarily on the vocals, because this is the first time we're hearing the songs, but I did think a little bit about the vocals if they were really grating to me or really great. So I didn't quite stick to that rule. And I was also getting tired around song 15 already. And by song 20, I was like, oh, I'm really tired. I don't know that I'll manage it. I did manage it though, as you can tell. I do have a little bit more energy now. I'm a little bit more awake. So I hope I can give you an accurate top 29. I will give you the bottom 19 of my ranking, just telling you the order of the songs. And then for the top 10, I'll actually give you my comments as well, because giving you comments about 29 songs, I'm going to repeat myself a lot. So I figured it's better to just give comments about the top 10. There's 29 songs because Sanremo also didn't escape the withdrawal non-qualification curse that we've got going on this year. So there usually would be 30 at Sanremo, but it is 29. Speaking of, in my 29th spot, I've got La Mia Parola from Shablo and a whole bunch of other guys. 28th spot, I've got Se ti innamori muori from Noemi. In my 27th spot, I've got Quando sarai piccola from Simone Cristicci. In my 26th spot, I've got Fango in Paradiso from Francesca Michelin. In my 25th spot, I've got Lentamente Irama. In my 24th spot, I've got Anema e Core from Serena Brancale. In my 23rd spot, I've got Non ti dimentico from Moda. In my 22nd spot, I've got Pelle Diamante by Marcella Bella. In my 21st spot, I've got Echo from Joan Tiele. I'm not sure how to pronounce that in Italian. In my 20th spot, I've got Tra le mani un cuore from Massimo Ranieri. In my 19th spot, I've got Batito from Fedez. In my 18th spot, I've got Chiamo io chiami tu from Gaia. In my 17th spot, yes, I've got Febbre from Clara. In my 16th spot, I've got Dimenticarsi alle sette from Elodie. In my 16th spot, I've got Dame una mano from Tony F. In my 15th spot, I've got La Tana del Grancio from Bresh. 13th spot, I've got Tu con chi fai l'amore from The Colours. In my 12th spot, I've got Fuori legge from Rose Villan. In my 11th spot, I've got Volevo essere un duro from Lucio Corsi. That is my bottom 19, I guess, for Sanremo 2025. La prima serata, it could be that on Saturday my mind changes, or after hearing the songs a few times, some of them will grow on me, some of them might also get more annoying to me, we'll see. But that does happen, especially with Sanremo. Last year I had Tuta Gold in 11th after the first evening, and it ended up in my top 3 for sure. It might be second or third, I'm not really sure, about between Tuta Gold and Casa Mia. So yeah, songs can definitely grow on me. Just after the first evening, in this running order, this is where the songs have landed. In my 10th spot, I've got La Cura per me from Georgia. She had a really, really lovely voice, and that is mostly what convinced me to put the song far up. Robin is going to knock the camera over in a second. Let me fix that. Please don't. There you go. See? That's okay. Anyway, as I was saying, in my 10th spot is La Cura per me from Georgia, and she has a very lovely voice. The song itself was a pretty basic ballad until it had a nice switch up at the end. Really loved the switch up. It made the song way better for me. The second half is non-comparable to the first half with me almost. I really, really prefer the second half. And I think the song could do with being a little bit more rocky, but even as it is, it has gotten into my top 10. In my 9th spot, I've got L'Albero delle Noci from Bruno Risas. This also made it into the journalist and TV top 5. It was very nice. I have heard it's got good lyrics after it was performed. I got the vibe that it had nice lyrics. I do understand Italian. I cannot focus on judging the song and the lyrics and the vocal and everything at once. So mostly I got very, very basic first layer meanings of the songs. Not really anything deep on this first listen. I know I could have read the lyrics earlier, but I can't do that for 30 songs, 29 songs, and remember what is going on in each song. So I didn't. I just listened to them for the first time tonight, like everyone will at Eurovision. Well, most people. I enjoyed that he kind of played his own guitar, and it was like a melancholic kind of happy. I really quite enjoyed the song, to be honest, and I imagine the lyrics only elevate it further. In my 8th spot is Viva la Vita from Francesco Gavani. The first thing I wrote down about him is that he somehow looks younger, which surprised me than when he was at Eurovision. It was a nice ballad, but his voice did grate me slightly in this performance, don't know why. The melody of the chorus was like a known melody. Everyone kind of knows it. I'm not really sure that I can place it or call it plagiarism. It was just not very original in the chorus, but the rest of the song was way better for me. The chorus was the low light. Everything else was a highlight. The bridge especially, really loved that. The transition into the second verse and into the second chorus, they were both lovely. So overall, really quite enjoyed the song. And he's got a great stage presence as well, obviously. But the chorus was a low light for me, and that's not how it should be with songs. In my 7th spot is Valorada Nostalgia from Oli. I've heard quite a few people excited about this. I've also had people excited about Clara. And it is a very, very lovely ballad from Oli. Reminded me a little bit of Disney Channel ballads. But in a good way, I do enjoy them. He's got a very powerful voice, performed it full of emotion. That really quite strongly sold me on the song, but I did enjoy the song on its own merit as well. Yeah, really quite enjoyed it. In my 6th spot is Inconscienti Giovani from Achille Lauro. I did kind of figure I might have him higher up, because I have been to a full concert of his now, but it's a ballad, and I don't tend to love ballads as much, almost always. So that is just the way it goes. But I did enjoy this ballad. It's a pretty nice ballad. Even if it wasn't Achille Lauro, I think I'd have it fairly high up. Maybe a little lower down, because I do not like him. But it was a very pretty and basic ballad for most of it. The instrumental was very nice though. The saxophone was a great choice to have that in it, and the bridge was really, really cool for me. He also was wearing a very classical outfit. Yeah, it was a very nice ballad. Really quite enjoyed it as a ballad. In my 5th spot is Mille Volte Ancora from Rocco Hunt, and that was a cool storytelling rap kind of song. Really enjoyed it. There were a lot of words, quite a lot of listing, again, with changing part of it, but not the entire thing. It was just really cool, with a cool guitar, and I think this song will grow on me. That's my prediction. That's difficult to say, if a song will grow on you or not, but I think this one could be one that grows on me. In my 4th spot is Grazie ma non grazie from Willy Peyote. I have forgotten how to pronounce it with an Italian accent. I'm so sorry. It was near the start of La Prima Serata, and it is now, as I say, 2 a.m. It was so funky and fun. It was a little bit rap, a little bit classical, just a really nice blend, very vibey, really enjoyed it. It's also a bit sassy, because grazie ma non grazie is a little bit of a sassy phrase as well. Yeah, just really, really enjoyed it. In my 3rd spot is Amarcord from Sara Toscano, who is a newcomer to Sanremo, as I understood it. She is the youngest participant as well, at 18. And the first thing I wrote down was nice colours. It was turquoise and pink, which isn't reinventing the wheel. We've seen blue and pink at Eurovision a lot. Turquoise is just a tiny bit different, but it looked really, really good on the Sanremo stage. And she did have a good energy for the song. It was a little bit disco-y, really enjoyed that. There were a lot of words which makes it hard to sing, but she really did quite well. I thought there might be a little bit of nervousness to her voice at the start, and then it went away. Not really too sure though, might be wrong about that. And I think the song could do with a little more oomph in the instrumental, but it was still a really, really good song. And I really, really enjoyed it. It would surprise me because it was near the end and I was definitely very tired, so clearly it's truly a very, very good song. In my second spot is Cuoricini from Come Cos'è, and I cannot tell if doing all of these hearts and the one with like their bodies, if that is too much or if it's just the perfect level of camp and absolutely fantastic. I don't know. But I did enjoy the song, and there was some choreography with pointing at one another, and it didn't quite work out on this first night. I hope they get that under control for Saturday, but that was really, really nice. It had a fantastic opening. I was hooked right from the get-go, and like a rockery guitar, a disco-y sound. It was just really, really great. Musically, it is somehow, and I can't quite place how, somehow similar to Sarà perché ti amo, which everyone knows on like the whole planet. And I'm curious if that will be to its positive or detriment, because if people realise they could be yelling plagiarism, I guess. But as I said, I can't quite place exactly how it's musically similar to Sarà perché ti amo. Or people won't notice or won't care and just subconsciously associate it with a song that everyone knows already, and hence enjoy this one as well. But I really did enjoy Cuoricini. It was very, very fun and a really nice performance. In my first spot, my winner of Sanremo La Prima Serata is Il ritmo delle cose from Ricomi, which was the third song that was performed. I could have just stopped watching there, theoretically. No, I couldn't have. I wanted to hear all these Italian songs, but my winner was the third one to be performed. And the first thing I wrote down, I was in a bit of a mood. I wrote, he looks like Twitter's white boy of the week. Which is maybe very rude of me, but back when those existed, I think he could have been in that group as well. The start hooked me immediately, though. It was a very grabbing start. A lot of these songs have that in common, I guess. And there were basically constant lists in this song, constant listing, which for some reason I just really, really love in songs. Can't quite tell you why, but I've noticed a pattern. If a song has listing, I'm probably going to like it. And there was a haunting D note at times. I only know it's a D note because they showed it on the screen. I wouldn't know that by ear. And it was just like a little bit cynical. Splitting the words was fun. That's always fun to sing, so enjoyed that. And what I didn't enjoy was the kid dancers. That put me off a bit, but they were in the background as well anyway, so it doesn't irk me as much, but still was a bit strange to see. But I did enjoy the song on its own merit, so it is my winner of La Prima Serata di Festival di Sanremo 2025. There we go. I said 2025. Let's have a look at the community ranking. I doubt it's going to be particularly accurate because the songs were only just released on streaming services 3 minutes ago as of filming, and I don't know that everyone was watching Sanremo. People could have also ranked the songs earlier or at the start of the evening, so I'm not going to say this is the most definitive ranking, but just to grab an idea. I'm going to go through the top 10 here. 10th is Fedez, I did enjoy the song. 9th is Come Cose, okay. 8th is Sera Toscano, also my top 10. 7th is Oli, also my top 10. 6th is The Colours. This song annoyed me more than Un Ragazzo, Una Ragazza and Italo Disco, which are the other two songs of theirs that I know inside and out. Maybe that will also improve with time though. But on the first listen, it's my least favourite of the three. 5th is Georgia. Yeah, I liked her voice. 4th is Rose Villain. She is just outside of my top 10. Third is Clara. I figured there were a lot of people excited about her. Second is Gaia. She opened the show. There was a bit of a dance, maybe the most dance break of Sanremo, so that also makes sense for Eurovision fans. And first is Elodie, who is known in Italy, and I haven't put her particularly high up. Where is she? Okay, no, not that far down either. I think she's 15th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 16th in my ranking. I know her from Pazza Musica with Marco Mengoni. That is where I have interacted with Elodie before, where I've seen her at all. But yeah, she was not in the TV and radio top 5. Prima, cinque, whatever on earth they called it. Let's have a look at that though. That was Lucio Corsi, who is my 11th spot. Bruno Risas, who is my 9th spot. Simona Cristici, who I didn't like the song at all, but once again, maybe I'm just missing something lyrics-wise. Georgia is also in the top 5, who I had in my 10th spot, I believe. Yes, and Achille Lauro, who is in my 6th spot, is also in this top 5 thing of the first evening. They were maybe taking into account way more the performance and the vocals than I do. I don't know, but I think it's shaping up to be an interesting Sanremo. My initial thoughts are that last year was stronger, but that could also just be the fact that I am now completely used to those songs and really, really love a lot of them. Specifically, Sinceramente Casa Mia and Tuta Gold, but also Tu No, Mariposa, I kind of like, La Rabbia Non Ti Basta, there's so many more. Diamanti Grezzi. I just really love a lot of the songs from last year's Sanremo. So, could also be the case that all of these grow on me. We'll have to wait and see. But this is my top 29 immediately after listening and watching the performances of La Prima Serata di Sanremo 2025. That's what, I think upon my first listen to these songs. And that is all that I have to say about the first evening of Sanremo for now. But please do let me know what you think down in the comments below. Who's your favourite? Any of the performances stand out to you despite not liking the song, or vice versa? Do actually tell me down in the comments below. And remember to literally like the video if you liked watching it, and share it with someone else who you think might enjoy watching the video as well. If you'd like to, subscribe to the channel for more Sanremo and Eurovision 2025 content and beyond. And thank you ever so much just for watching the video itself, though. That's a great help as it is. I really do hope that you enjoyed it, that got something out of it. I'll see you next one that shows up on your feed. Bye! Two minutes of news. Did I just say 2 years? It is 2 minutes of news, not 2 years of news at midnight. I cannot read the word. My eyes are going. 20